Hello, music lovers. Uncle Roddus back with yet another vinyl video. Just a few items trickling in over the last 3 or 4 weeks since my last video. I'm not supposed to be buying too much at the start of the year. Trying to save some money, but anyway, actually work's a little bit slow, so I can't afford too many records. So, okay, so since I last spoke to you, I went into town. Me and the wife went into the city, and I had another look at the new JB Hi-Fi shop in the central city, and I picked up some fairly cheap on sale records that they had in their clearance bins, all New Zealand stuff. So some of these I knew you'd been out for a while, so hadn't got around to picking them up. I mean, there is so much New Zealand stuff coming out now on vinyl. We've actually had a second pressing plant open in New Zealand now, up in the North Island. The Stebbings plant, who were actually vinyl producers from way back, and a record label and a studio. There's a whole book out on the Stebbings studios. So they've reinvigorated themselves a bit. They were into CD production for many years too. Anyway, so they're pressing stuff. I may have a couple of albums come out that have been pressed at their new plant. So Adam Hathaway and the Haunters. This is a local band, Christchurch band. This is their second vinyl release. I think they have a few other recordings out digitally and maybe cassettes. Can't remember. CDs, who knows? I can't remember. But this came out maybe last year. Yeah, 22. Says on here. I like this band. I mean, I like their records. Still getting to know it a bit. I haven't listened to it a lot. It's just on black vinyl. So I picked that up fairly cheaply. A lot of local music, it doesn't sell that well, and they might release 300 or 400 copies or 200 copies, but they don't. So they sit in the bins for a while, and then they start getting reduced, so then I can pick them up, a few of them up. This one here I also picked up. That's been on my radar for a while. Hemingway, The Lonely Hunter EP. I think this is his first release. He's got another one out since then. 2021. I played it once and I wasn't. I don't know about this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to take to it or not. I'll give it another play today. I'm not sure if I clean these or not, so I might give them another clean just in case I forgot to clean them, because I forgot to label them. And the other thing that I picked up on that day at JB's, which I've been meaning to for a while, is the second release from Infinity Ritual. This is a limited edition, hand numbered of 200, on this very dark purple marbled vinyl. Really cool. So these guys are pretty heavy, sort of stoner metal kind of stuff. I like them. They're pretty cool. Side 2, it says it's an EP, but side 2 is like an 18-minute freak out type thing, and then there's 4 tracks on the album. So it really is a full-time album, whereas the earlier release probably was more of an EP. It was a little bit shorter. Good sound, good recording. They're from New Plymouth, I think. A couple I ordered online, and I've been waiting for one, and I actually have to grab the cover. So this one here has just come out. It was practically released 2 days ago. This is what's playing behind me. This is a compilation LP on Frenzy Music. Grant Galanders, who is someone who's been involved in the New Zealand music industry, I believe, for many, many years, and he's running a label called Frenzy Music. It's an archival type release, mostly, and most of them is compilations, and most of it is on CD. They've got quite a selection of CD releases of compilations of New Zealand music from the 60s and 70s. A lot of it's pretty poppy sort of stuff. I think they were involved in the My Mind's Eye compilation, the psychedelic-y sort of stuff. Yeah, I probably wouldn't mind picking up a few of the CDs, although to be honest, I don't look for them, and they're not all that freely available. But anyway, Sonic. This is a compilation from a record label in Wellington around 1971-72 called Sonic. The label itself had been going for a wee while, and the guy that was putting out the records on Sonic was more into country music. He was an older fella at the time. He was in his 50s when he recorded these bands. Because he had a recording studio as well. But he was recording country music and other sort of more mum and dad sort of stuff. But he got talked into recording some of these bands, and he had a bit of support from another guy. Alan Dunnage, and the producer was Ed Morris. Anyway, they put out 7 or 8 singles by these sort of underground psych bands, and Grant and from Frenzy has put these together. I'd never heard of any of them apart from the first track you heard when I started the video was Little John. Little John are the only one out of all these bands who released an album, and that album is very hard to find and goes for big dollars, $500-600. So unless someone reissues it, I won't be getting a copy. But that track was called Bloodsucker. I really liked it. So we got Benjamin Gardner, Blitz Street Fuzz, Blue Brick, Fat Gypsy, Sons and Lovers, Span, Still Ripple, and then a couple of repeat bands. Yeah, pretty cool 70s psych album. I really enjoyed this. I'm really enjoying it. I really was looking forward to it coming out, and it's living up to expectations. Cool cover. Yeah, so it's just surprising how the stuff's still coming up from the underground that I had no idea of any of the bands or the label even. I may have read about them possibly somewhere. I mean, I had some New Zealand history stuff, and there's probably, you can probably find out a little bit about the stuff online, because there's some quite extensive New Zealand music sites that have quite a lot of history, Audio Culture being one of them, which I don't read anywhere enough. At the same time I ordered the Sonic, I ordered this. Power Tool Records don't put out a lot of stuff on vinyl. They also have a very large catalogue of New Zealand music released on CD, but occasionally they chuck out a bit of vinyl. Video Nasty, their debut LP itself, called UG, or UG. It says it's on coloured vinyl. It is on coloured vinyl. It is on charcoal coloured vinyl, as in it's black. So this is really what was the word I used? Rough as guts, lo-fi punk, quite grungy, really sort of in the Seattle grunge mode actually. I've only had a play of it once. It's only been here for a couple of days, but yeah, I think that's going to grow on me. I think it's pretty cool. Definitely worth a pick up. Not sure how many copies. I think it's pretty much. Yeah, not sure how many copies they put out of that one. Right. The other week, was it actually the same trip into town that I went to JB's? I went to Penny Lane, and I had a little look through the alphabetical bins, which I don't normally do. I mean, there's such a and they've got a lot of records in that shop. It's quite a big shop. And generally, I'm in the New Zealand bins, I'm in the new bins, I'm in the recent recent things, and then the jazz bins, and maybe the compilations. And I don't often get to the alphabetical bins, but I just happened to. My wife dragged me in there because she wanted to pick up some DVDs, buy some DVDs. She has an extensive DVD collection, most of which I don't like. Anyway, I found a couple of really cool records in the bins, and they're generally a bit cheaper. The ones that, they're not, obviously they've been through the new arrivals bins, and maybe they didn't sell, they put them out in the other bins, and they weren't too expensive. First one I picked up was this one, is If, from their third LP. Now I have If 2, I believe. It's a gatefold. This is from 1970, 71, 72. Yeah, their third record. I really like this band. Really cool. Jazzy rock sort of thing. They a little bit like Blood, Sweat and Tears maybe. There's kind of a little bit of a thing there. So I was pleased to pick that up for a reasonable price. I should have a look through the alphabetical bins more often. It's just I don't A, have the time, and B, I'm normally looking for New Zealand stuff, so I'm looking in those bins. But I was really pleased to find this. I've known about this band for a long time. I've seen many people post this album and their other album, but I've never actually seen one in the wild. I think it's been reissued a couple of 3 times. So this is an original New Zealand Vertigo pressing. Now I picked it up pretty cheap because normally these would sell for close to 3 figures, but it is a little bit scratchy. There's a fair bit of surface noise on it. I did give it a clean. I might give it another one actually. But the music does drown it out. So yeah. So these guys are UK band, aren't they? I think. Probably. Willie the Pimp, Frank Zappa, a cover version of that on here. So yeah, pretty bluesy rock sort of thing. So really pleased to find that. That's a good, And like I say, once you get it playing, the crackles disappear a bit. So better than paying $90-100 for a copy. And yesterday I had a job in the city. I had a meeting. The job started at 10:30, so I went and picked up some gear from my wholesalers and dropped some other stuff off and popped into Penny Lane. There was a couple of records I'd spotted in Penny Lane the week or 2 before when I bought the Juicy Lucy record in the New Zealand bins. They were fairly new releases and they'd been reduced. One of them had been reduced anyway. So I picked them up quite cheap for a new record. First one is this band called No Broadcast. The album's called The Common Thread. This is a local Christchurch band. I saw them play live several years ago, but I don't remember. They were playing with a couple of other local bands, and I think it was a sort of heavy post-rock sort of evening. And the guys actually gave me a copy of their little EP on the CD EP that they released way back as far as 2011. They started out under a different name, and I understand they've been playing together since around about 2007. So they're a pretty long-term band, but they're not professionals, they're just amateurs. So yeah, I saw them live. That's the only time I've ever seen them live, but this is quite a bit different. It's still got that post-rock underpinning it, but it's actually more of a shoegazing type sort of dreamy thing. Lots of vocals on it this time. I can't remember whether they were more instrumental back then. I'd have to pull out the EP and have a bloody listen because I can't remember. It's just on the black vinyl, so yeah, that's cool. So I had listened to it last night. I got it home yesterday and it sounds pretty cool. I quite liked it. I think it will grow on me. And finally, the other one that I'd spotted the week before, another local release in Christchurch. This is the second LP by a man going under the name of Admiral Drowsy. Industrial Consistency is the name of the record. Admiral Drowsy is a man called Luke Scott. He lives over in Littleton. He's actually an English man who's relocated to New Zealand. I'm not sure when, but he's producing and making his music over there. Anita Clark appears on a track on this. She's just everywhere in New Zealand music. She's continually turning up on people's records. She's probably one of the artists I have the most on the most records. She has her own stuff as well under the name Motti. I've met her a few times. She's a very nice lady. There's a song called The Great Repeat that she's playing on. It's an 8 minutes kind of drony sort of weird sort of thing, which kind of is a bit different from the rest of the record. First listen was pretty cool. This is the second album he's put out. I've got his first one, which I quite enjoyed. So I have to pull that back out and have another listen. So that is me again, and I don't have any records in the post or in back order at the moment. So who knows when my next lot of records will turn up. So that'll keep me busy this morning. I'll go and give them all a clean up, and then I'm going to get out in the garden. So, all right. It is another cloudy, cool summer day here. So I shall spend it cleaning records. Catch you later. Bye.